All right, I'm just going to review some markets. First is I want to identify some markets that are in markup on the daily. So this market, oh shit, this is looking good. It's in an upthrust position, but the selling pressure isn't that much. Let me see something. Went into a spring position, volume came in. Never mind. Anyway, so yeah, whenever they go into upthrust and spring positions, there are, that's just you just want to take a look to see what the hell's going on there, right? All right. Anyway, so where was I? I want to take a look at markets that are in markup and markdown. So obviously, this market, it just entered, it's broken all of this and potentially is entering markup. So you could see all these, this high, this high, this high, this high cleared 1, 2, 3, 4, and it made a low. I mean, it's coming from a spring, and then it made a high. So, uh, that's good because it rejected. I mean, it went tried to go down, but reversed on the upside. So it's always a good sign because markets, for some reason, they have to go down in order to come up, and that's why everybody gets stopped out. Anyway, so as it went into upthrust position, there was some selling tested, and but I wanted to see the selling with a little more pressure. And if it makes a lower low after that, then it's possible that you have a rejection. All right. So forget. Let's move on to the next one. All right. Let's see gold. Oh, suck it, suck it. That was the rejection, meaning the upthrust position. And anyway, I missed this. Who cares? Uh, right here, you can see the selling pressure, right? When it went into the upthrust position, it just came right back down and it goes red. You see that? Because it took out the low and then mid low high. Anyway, so what am I looking for now? I have no idea. All I know is that it went down and it rejected the breakout. I mean, it was playing games, right? You see it was going making high, 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 giving these minor up thrusts. Then it went down, rejected. When it went up, rejected. Then it broke down, false breakdown, and rallied. This is the game, folks. Why? It's very simple. There is a look at this low. This low is 98.2. Look at this low, 98.1. Obviously, if it goes down by one more tick, it's a stop run against all of these lows, right? So it stop run all the lows, then rallied. So I'll just wait for it to come back I mean, I can't really figure all this grind out right now. So it's just grinding, but this rally is pretty strong. Biggest in 45 waves, biggest in 15 waves. Breakout, breakout. Look at that. Breakout, breakout. Green, 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 green. After this big red bar that did the shakeout, green, 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 green. Aggression, 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 aggression. So, anyway, not interesting right now because it's too high up to buy and it's just going sideways, flagging. What the hell? I don't know what to do. Move on. The next one is the corn market. This corn market, look at this. Aggression, 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 breakout, breakout. Uptrend. Damn it, it gave a nice spring back here too. Bang, bang. So, let's just get the support. And it's taken out all of these highs. Trend line broken, rally, breakout, breakout, breakout. Three green, green, green aggression, breakout, breakout. So I mean, the pullbacks on this are very interesting. It's a no-brainer, right? All right, let's go to oh boy. Telling you all, this is gonna hit anytime now because it's in a spring position right there. It just hit it, and look at this. High, 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 high. Tell me they're not going to clear this. You see, whenever this happens, high, 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 when these up, down, up, down, up, down, this is setting up to get swept. All right, meaning buyers can, okay, first of all, we want to take a look from low to low. Like, we want to watch how the pullback occurs. Pullback is not occurring on strength. It's occurring very slowly, slowly, and that's a good sign because there's a shortening of the thrust from low to low to low to low on the 30-minute, and you already have some type of test and break. I don't know if it's a break, but something on the daily. So right here, right now, there, I wouldn't be surprised if I see heavy buying come in. It would be very interesting to me. There is some buying right there, but not enough to break anything. So right now it's testing. So we definitely want to see this market. All right, next is the dollar. What happened? All right. Can't really tell. Can't really tell. This low took out 4 lows and tested that breakout bar. And look at this, green, 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 aggression, aggression, buying aggression, all buying aggression. But this may have been the test. On the daily, it's a spring right there. There's a spring against this low, immediate reversal with green buying. So I have to see. Anyway, let's move on to the next. Oh yeah, soybean. This market, you wait and see. Look at this. All this space here and all this grind up. All it needs to do is rotate once and test the breakout to take out all of these lows. Can't really see. There is selling pressure already here, by the way. So some breakout right there. That would be the low to take out before going higher. Easily take that out. Anyway, copper. False breakout, reversal with a breakout. So yeah, it's very likely going to pull back here. Let's see. You see over here, rejected. Breakout makes the higher high, gets rejected. Breakout downside gets rejected. It's not really, it is rejection because there's no follow through, right? And then it breaks out to the upside, taking out this high and holds. That's always a good sign. So, yeah, this shit might be ready. Oh boy, that's the biggest down volume in 36 bars. And look what happened, it went up. I think this market is very worthwhile watching because that selling met buyers and tested the low bar, took out these lows, 1, 2, these double bottom lows, and reversed and broke out, had a first pullback. This is a very good market to watch. And it's going down. Should probably test some level. Anyway, moving on. Now let's take a look at markets that are in markdown. This market is screwed up. It had an upthrust here, It had an up thrust there. Selling came in and broke. This I can't read. It's just grind, grind, grind. But this market, let's see what this like. Probably tested about halfway back. It tested about halfway back where selling came in. All right. What is this? Japanese yen screw job right there. Up thrust, up thrust. Probably gonna up thrust again. This would be the place to do it. You know, just to get one more bounce, at least above this. Even if it comes above this, it'll put it in up thrust position. This has already been tested, but let's see. Here was breakdown, up thrust, retest, break, rally, break, up, tag the origin. Now it can be going into up thrust position for another break. I don't see anything else here. Okay, let's just take a quick look at some turning points today. All right, so so this was a nice one. Let me change this. Yeah, it's a better view. So what happened on this pullback to test the breakout, all right? So as it was testing the breakout, what do you see? Volume comes in right there. What happened, market on the 30-minute was rallying, then pulling back, okay? That's all it was doing. So market is going from this high, is just, you know, going down, down, down. You had volume pickup right here. Then you had a shakeout or a spring. Sometimes you see the schematic and all that say climax and then change of behavior or sign of strength, but a lot of times that's not true. Meaning you will have a sign of strength prior to the climax. Now, folks can call it whatever they want. They can call it what it's called, preliminary buying or whatever. But I mean, it's just buying before the selling. So here's your sign of strength. This is the biggest volume in 24 waves, followed by the climax right here. This is the climax. It came afterwards. Then it rallied, right? So that's how this turning point on the this is how this little thing occurred. That turning point occurred based off of, this was a breakout, tested the breakout, rally. That's about it. Now, I'm watching this because I think it's going to pick up, but we'll see. Because they're in spring position here. And usually there's something, some type of support buying, especially in a strong market. All right, next is gold. You know what? Let's just go back there. Why I'm 1 second. Crude, yeah, I wanted to go over crude. So oil. Oil is setting up for that test. At least a break below here. It's a little choppy. You can't really tell, right? I mean, I know there's some buying here. Right? And then there was a stop run test and that, but there's no real, I don't really see any, oh shit. No, I didn't even realize. Look at this. It went in up thrust position. On the daily, it's in up thrust position, and look at the selling that came as a result of that. See? It came in, it went into upthrust position right here, right? Then after that, you observe on a lower time frame to see what is going on, and it sold from that position. So that doesn't mean it broke. It just means there's selling that came from that attempt to break. See this break, sold. Someone sold a break. And they did it on heavy volume too. The total volume is the biggest in last 49 to 50 waves from that high. That is very substantial. All right. All right. Hold on. So I'm going to go over a little lesson or something that many folks know, some don't, some do. But the idea is like you're just combining two time frames, right? So the setup comes from the higher time frame. The setup, and then the lower time frame is the signal. So you can have spring, upthrust, test of the breakout, breakout, test. That's the same as test of Bison Creek, right? So these are three very common ones. One, two, three. So these are your three setups: the spring, upthrust, breakout. So let's just quickly go over how they look. The spring, you have your rally, down, up, down. The best way to think about it is that it's your ABC correction. All right, now you might wonder, well, this is not a spring, it's not at the bottom of a range, all that. There are different types of springs. This is a spring that is an ABC, meaning it springs the prior low. Same thing with the upthrust. You have a rally, up, down, up. It goes up thrust position and then goes down. ABC, that's all it is. Yes, it can be at the top of a range, and yes, spring can be at the bottom of a range. But I mean, in the consolidation, there's springs also. So this is what I'm showing. You can also have a spring test and upthrust test, which means a lot of times you'll have this. Right? So you can have that as well. But these are the three, all right? Spring, upthrust, and breakout test, which is nothing more than, right, breakout test. There's a breakout bar there and whatever. Okay. So these are the three that right away, like for myself, if I'm looking for a setup, these are the three that immediately come to mind. One is the spring, or test is spring, and one's the upthrust, or test upthrust, and another is the test of the breakout. So there you go. Done. There's your list. Three is more than enough. Yes, it is true that a breakout itself is also an obvious signal, meaning goes down, up, bang, right there, right? That is also a breakout is a signal, and it is a signal, there's no question. In fact, it is a signal that Wyckoff himself wrote about. Breakout is in, if you want to know, that Section 7M, the study of the New York Times, which looks like you have a climax, you have a volume off the bottom, you had a springboard situation, and right there, he talked about buying on the breakout of that high. He talked about a couple of buys. One was in the climax itself, using a lower time frame to see if the volume was coming off the bottom and giving an opportunity to get in. Second was on the test, which he called the springboard, which was the test of the climax. CMX. He actually use the lower time frame to go into the climax on a lower time frame to see if there was heavy buying coming out of there and to go long. That was the first entry. Second was the springboard, SPB, which is the secondary test of what? Of the climax. And at that point, there was a base established and there was a lot of clustered closes and all of that. So, and it was holding higher low than the prior climax and had less volume. That's the second entry he talked about. And the third entry he talked about was the breakout. So a breakout is a Wyckoff signal. I want to make that clear. A breakout is a valid Wyckoff signal. It is mentioned in section 7M in the study of the New York Times. And I mean, that's all there is to it. It's a fact. And not only that, he says there are 3 places to buy: 1 in the climax, 2 in the springboard, and 3 in the breakout. Later on, we had the test of the breakout, which I think was, I don't know when it was brought in, but it was, I think, the jump the creek and ice or something. So yeah, breakout, test breakout, or breakdown, test breakdown. Halfway back, roughly making lower highs and lower lows, selling on the bulge. All right, but long story short, there's your list. Okay, now breakouts you have to be careful with because Wyckoff and everybody else knows that this is the worst place to buy. Yes, you can buy it, and there are market conditions that will allow for it. But the reason the Wyckoff give and everybody knows is because you're buying on the up wave instead of the down wave, which means you have more risk. Why? Because your low is a whole lot lower than when you're buying off a springboard or like a pullback entry, right? So, bottom line, this one I'm not going to really cover, but just stick to the top 3 because you already have a test of the breakout, right? So why not just buy on the down wave instead of the up wave? Anyway, so Wyckoff did say that, buying the breakout is the worst of the 3 because it increases your risk materially a lot. Okay, now let's come back to this spring up thrust and breakout test. So these are the 3 setups. Now the question is, what are you looking for in a signal? When that spring happens, rally, down, up, down. When that spring happens, you don't just buy it. You don't just buy the spring, right? That would be dumb because this could be a lower low and it could continue to go lower like that. So when it goes up, down, up, and springs in that position, it is in here that you look to a lower time frame. Told you guys this shit is coming in. Look at that. See that? Wait, is this the right market? 1 second. I think I wanted to look at it. Oh shit. All right, I'll be back. And look what happened. Hit the spring. Look what happened. Bang, bang. That's not coincidence. Now, I don't know if it's going to continue or whatever, but that's what I was waiting for. Anyway, long story short, it hit the spring on the 30-minute, and as it did, pressure came in, created the trend, pulled back, bank, pulled back right to the 10 area, which is the creek area, and rallied, establishing uptrend. So protocol says it'll probably go to, I don't know where it's going to go to, but these are highs here that who knows. Anyway, let's move on. Where was I? YM. Okay, I think that's enough. All right, take care, everyone. Bye.